Hi guys, welcome back to another video from Car Help for You. So in today's video I'm going to show you how to change an alternator belt, which is also known as a drive belt. Some people call them alternator drive belts, some people could just call them drive belts. Anyway, the car we're on today is a Vauxhall Insignia 2014 plate. It's got around 120,000 miles on the clock. The belts are known for going after 60,000 miles. This car's never had its belt changed, done 120,000 miles, so the belt's, it's well done for the belt, really. It's done a really good job. Anyway, guys, so some cars you might be able to get them from underneath. Unfortunately, in the Vauxhall Insignia, you cannot get it from on top at all. You do have to be underneath. On top, you can't reach the bottom part where the belt needs to sit on. Anyway, guys, the things you're going to need are as simple as this. If you've got an under tray on, you're going to need the tools to take your under tray off. If you haven't got an under tray on, you're going to need three things. Goggles, which is for your eye safety. So we've got that. Then you're going to need either a spanner or a wrench. We've got a socket driver here, which is a 15 mm. And just set it so it's ready to go clockwise. So we'll put that back down. And you need the belt. So we've actually got our new belt on, but this is the old belt. It's not like a normal jeans belt. It's supposed to be a car belt, which is supposed to be round. It's supposed to be in a circle. This one, as you can see, it's just snapped clean off. If you don't know if your belt has gone, basically when this car's belt went, the car was no longer charging itself. The alternator wasn't able to spin and charge the batteries and the electronics, so the car ended up conking out. This car is quite modern, so when it did conk out, just before it conked out, it did say battery charging fault. After a few yards, it said battery saver active, which obviously would mean that there's a fault in your engine or with your battery. So we took the battery off the car. The car went flat. The car got recovered to us. We took the battery off, fully charged the battery, put the battery back into the engine. Got the car into the garage and looked on the garage what actually it was. This belt was just sat on the bottom, barely sat on the bottom actually. It was hanging off at the corner near the mudguard. If there wasn't a sheet there, it would have probably fell out, so you wouldn't have noticed. But we looked at the side of the pulleys and we seen this belt. So we went ahead to get this belt ordered. We rang Eurocar parts first, and unfortunately they didn't stock it because this car has an electronic power steering. Because it had that Eurocar part, we weren't able to stock it. We had to source it from another company. We managed to get the belt, and because the company was online and we weren't actually able to go in and visually see the belt, we decided it'd be best to quote the part numbers online. So all we done is we went on the belt. As you'll look on the entire belt, it's all black, but there's some numbers on the start where it's actually snapped. There's some numbers. So I'm not sure if the camera's going to pick that up really clear. But what it does say is it says 6PK, so 6 Papa Kilo 1853 X-ray sugar. So we made sure we handed them to the person we spoke to on the phone, and the person we spoke to said, yeah, it's the same belt, it's been matched. So this belt is Micro V Unique. The one we actually did get was a Darko one. A Daco, I think it's how it's pronounced. Anyway, it doesn't really matter, it just depends on the quality of the belt. So we've got a decent quality one. The belt cost us £23, including VAT. So we got the belt back, put the car on ramps, because you're not going to be able to do it without ramps or a lift. So we got the car on ramps, came over towards where the belts actually were. So let's see if I can show you here. Taking the engine tray off won't actually make much of a difference. If I just grab the light, it is a little bit hard to see because it's quite far down and it is quite dark. So because I've got the light, you can just see it there. The camera, if it's not clear, I do apologise, but you can just see there where the belt is sat onto the rib. If I try and get the light stuck there, I'll see if I can get my hand down there for you. So this is the alternator, and the belt's going straight across onto the first pulley. And then if you look just down here, let's see if I can get the light there for you. Right, so if I can get my hand underneath this way. So there we are. It's on sat on that. There's a pulley here. Then there's another rib, like a teeth thingy. I don't know what it's called, but it's underneath there. What I will do for this car is I will put the diagram on the end of the video for you, so you have got the diagram. But if you're working on a different car, it is the same method, however, the diagram may be different. All you can do is just go onto Google and type in, so let's say for example you've got a Vauxhall Corsa 2016. You'll just go on and type in Vauxhall Corsa 2016 alternator belt or drive belt or alternator drive belt diagram. And if you not sure if it is your one, because there are a few on there that are incorrectly labelled, so all you've got to do is just take a look at how yours is. So we know our alternator sat towards the back. Underneath our alternator is, you can't just see it from here, but it is our oil filter. So we know, right, alternator's on top of the oil filter, the pulleys are in the middle, and we've got all our cogs. You can see a bit better there. We've got our cogs set up like that. So because we managed to figure that out, it's not too hard to figure the rest out. But obviously just double check your car. You can always drop me a message and I'll see if I can find you a link to a diagram. Anyway guys, we're going to head to the bottom of the car now, underneath. So at the underneath, I'm going to quickly put my goggles on so I don't get nothing in my eyes. The reason I recommend your goggles is because at any point there's always dirt and shit sat at the bottom of the car, like off the road and mud, etc., and it will go in your eyes, and it's just health and safety you want, really. So what I'm taking down with me is my torch so you guys can see, and a 15mm socket. So we'll just head straight down to the bottom of the car. So just bear with me 1 second while I just try and get my little setup done a little bit. This car's not on the lift, it is on the floor. So what we'll do is we'll get our torch. Let's see, can we stick the torch anywhere? So this is our setup from underneath. It is a bit cramped underneath, so it's not the best of the working conditions. Right guys, so what we've got over here is our alternator. I'm not sure why the camera's not going clear now. Anyway, yeah, you can see it's clear enough. So we've got our alternator here. So the belt's gone on our alternator. There's our first pulley. It's gone onto that crank, comes straight down, around onto this. So it's just casually sat in. This is lipped up a little bit, so it'll just sit, and when it does sit, it's nice and smooth. And then it gets stretched onto the pulley. So it's straightforward putting it on. However, as you get in there, you'll realise that the belt doesn't have a lot of play in it now. So how are you going to get it tight? You can change your tensioners. Some people actually do need the car tensioners changing. This car, however, wasn't one of the ones that needed changing in. So we need to move this. The way we move this is it'll come closer like that. The way we've done it is, if I get the socket, I'm not actually going to do ours because our belt's on, but I'm going to put it on so you get a rough idea. So we put our socket on just like that, and you can hear which way it's going to go. It's got to spin clockwise, so just goes like that, and as you can see, it moved ever so slightly. I managed to move it there ever so slightly. I don't want to move it too much because the belt might actually come off again, but as you can see there, it does come off and it moves there. You managed to see that. So you'll just push it all the way up, and once it's up, push your belt on. Once your belt's on, let it go. The tension will come back into place, and you'll realise your belt, it's lost all slack. So there we are, the belt's lost all slack, so that means now it's good to go. All you've got to then do is move anything from underneath the car, make sure the car's in neutral, not in gear or anything. Make sure there's no one stood in front of the car or behind the car. Anything you've opened chemical-wise, like let's say for some reason you were messing on with the engine oil or something, that's all sorted out. Then you'll start the car, leave it running for a few seconds, come back and take a look at the belt. If the belt is spinning nicely, it's not moving about, not rattling, not making no noises, you know that's it, you're good to go. So once all that's done, you never have to worry about it for a couple of thousand miles. Like I said, this car's had 120,000 miles and it's the first time it's took a belt, so it's really now, and they are inexpensive. You just got to make sure you get the right one. It is a pretty time consuming, and if your car is on the ramps, on the floor, I do recommend having someone with you just to make sure nothing happens to the car. This one's on ramps and axle stands, just for safety purposes. We've also got 2 chocks on the back of the wheels to make sure there's no roll backwards. Car started up, we had no issues with the start up, it was perfectly fine. All we've got to do now is close everything back up, put our sheets back on, close the bonnet, and the car's ready to go back out. Anyway guys, if you've got any questions or anything, please just put them in the comments and I will try my best to get back to you as fast as I can. I will get back to everyone, just sometimes it takes a bit of time. Also, any diagrams or anything, let me know and I can source them for you. However, you can just do it yourself, which is more time effective. Anyway, guys, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you very much.